Didn't really start out too hot to trot for either team. But we're going to be jumping into this pistol round. It's going to be Yanko, Get Right, and myself. Take it away, Get Right.
Well, we're going to see that, you know, Cloud9 going for the typical thing, the first spot for mid, picking, and just seeing what the fuck the Movistar Riders are doing, and they're going for a fast B split or B attack.
Yeah, and, you know, when you say it so eloquently like that, we could also take a look at Alex steamrolling into the site. It's Shox that opens it up. Gets a second with a Glock. He's not the only one. A little bit of a response there from Cloud9, albeit the numbers are not in their favor thus far. It's Mezzy and S-Tag. And the bomb not having been planted yet gives a little bit of pressure off their back, for the time being at least.
Well, you can see that Smoya is pretty much alone here on the bomb site. And I feel like S-Tag is actually feeling he's sitting there in sandbags. He's just spotted him and got the kill, so he's down to a 2v2 situation here. I'm thinking about like this. It's not looking that bright for Cloud9 because they're so way back, because Mupos and Steel has like pretty good like angles, and they can be doing like good crossfires. But who knows? Maybe they can pop off and get kills like Messi's doing there.
Yeah, and leaves down to Steel to defend this planted bomb. He's going to try to back away into that monster tunnel. Not going to work. S-Tag lashes out with a vengeance. Taking down Steel, Cloud9 will pick up this pistol round and a step in the right direction.
Yeah, good old master rush to kick things off in the pistol round. I think, you know, they got themselves in a good position. That's all you can ask for. 3v2, a bit slow to get the bomb down. But, you know, I liked that they were taking it slow at first. But this frag, I think, kind of messed it all up for Movistar Riders. You know, in that sort of a situation, you just want to really make sure you don't give them 1v1 fights. You have the numbers advantage, right? So you can just go for 2v1, you can double, triple peak together. And I think the communication was probably a little bit off for them. And Cloud9 managed to clutch it. Big round for them, super important.
Yeah, a lot of guns coming out in this round now. Scout on Alex. Still, we do have a Galil, or two Galils and an AK there for Movistar. They did get the bomb plant, so a little bit of money in their pocket to work with here in this round. Could go a long way.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that Alex and he just swap direction of being the main opera of Cloud9 since they lost boxing. You can see that he's using the beautiful scout to try to get some information for his team, but there's nothing really going on right now because Movistar Riders are actually taking it way slowly and just taking it, you know, step by step and just make it forward to the A side.
Yeah, waiting for Cloud9 to use some of their utility. I'm a bit surprised Muya bought Deagle and Nades instead of going for a Scout, but I guess that's probably because of the call. They needed an extra smoke for a potential A execute, it seems.
And you can see Messi starting us off with getting a 5v4 situation for his beautiful Cloud9s. Now, their own Cloud9, so it makes sense to get an entry like that.
Kind of have to start somewhere. Just using that clock. Movistar Riders want to find a hole here in the defense of Cloud9, and that's not the way to do it. Steel goes down towards long.
It's going to be difficult to enter bomb side here, and you see Alex getting another one. Is trying to help him out, but it's not working out for him.
Here comes Smuya with the Deagle. Trying to create some space in a round that is all but lost here for the Movistar Riders. Alex trying to find an Alex of his own. Does have an AK. Spray from Floppy towards the truck. Highlights the fact that Smuya's hiding out there. Floppy ending out the round with USB kill on Alex. So Movistar Riders worked with what they had, albeit wasn't a lot. And now Cloud9 have picked up a second round.
It was also a little bit of a weird buy. You know, one guy drops an AK, so just has a Deagle, no armor. Then they have two Galils and another Deagle on Smuya. Like, it's hard. Usually if you buy in the second round like that, you want to get more guns, more long-range fights, because you reckon like the CTs are not going to have good guns. They're going to go for utility most of the time. And it feels like Movistar Riders were neither here nor there.
Yeah, the attack wasn't that beautiful as they were imagined, and you can see Alex trying to get those almost beautiful highlight eco frags there, but couldn't make it this time.
Yeah, they're going to take the fight. Zeppa looking to take some fights of his own here. Fighting off from water. S-Tag with a grenade kill in the meantime. And a round the Movistar is not expected to win, coming into it with pistols.
I mean, you should always expect to win the round. No matter what, if you have a Glock, you never know.
They're not expected to win it, but, you know. Things happen. It is Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
The way it is just Steel. So this round is now over as S-Tag finds the last one, a third one on the board for Cloud9. But now we get into the meat and potatoes, Yanko.
Already? And the gravy?
No gravy, not this time around. Sorry.
What?
Yeah, man.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Okay, let's see here. They're gonna have the first gun run of the match. We see Smoya having his beautiful green op. No utility though, so that's gonna be a little bit big factor of him taking really like any control on the A side, because that's where he needs to go. And right now you can see that Messi is trying to get up into closer to the fountain in mid, but he also got naded here, so he's a little bit like alone by Alex. Is a little bit way back into connector there, or like sandwich. But we can see Messi starting off with getting a kill on Steel here, so that's a good entry for this beautiful team.
Ooh, a response from Alex. And Mopaz, look at that. So they begin to create some sort of vulnerability here for Cloud9.
Yeah, I think they were expecting, since they noticed there were not so many nades on the B side, so you can actually take a lot of more ground, so to say. So it was like unfortunate timing that Mopaz was just ready there to get the kill there. I mean, he almost fell down to the ground there, but I think it was worth it for the Cloud9 team to actually take that ground.
It is a bit strange for them, though, to go aggressive on both sides of the map at the same time. You know, usually you just go on one side, because if you go on both, obviously you're going to find the majority of your opponents. So maybe a little bit greedy for them. And obviously they went... We saw this on Inferno from them as well. If they are down in numbers, they are going to try to stack something, take a gamble, which is good. And they're going to run into Alex here. And they still have a chance in this round, Trace.
Yeah, they definitely do. Mopaz and company now need to find a way into this B-bomb site. S-Tag drops a Molotov, albeit maybe a little too late. Shock's already out on this pillar. So he can pick a fight. He can find an angle here, or at least hold off. Mopaz with the flank, and that might have just been the deal. Except for S-Tag had plans of his own. 2-on-2. Bomb finally getting planted by Shocks. Alex is going to be looking on from the heavens. Does have an AUG out. Does find a head. Smooya v S-Tag. 1v1. AWP on Smooya. Starts to make his way into that A site. Misses his first shot. So he's definitely given up his position. Now Smooya has absolutely no idea. He's lost in the sauce. S-Tag almost whiffing some shots there from behind, but gets it done at the end of the day. That'll be a first round here for Cloud9.
Definitely an interesting clutch to witness, Trace.
Yeah,
I will agree. Maybe
for the ages, man.
A bit too... maybe Smooya was a little bit overzealous after missing that first shot to keep searching for S-Tag. And yeah, good start for Cloud9. I mean, for Movistar, they can still buy in this round. So far, they've been taking it mostly slow, just defaulting, going for map control. So interested to see if they're going to change the pace here with this buy, because I don't think they have enough money for an op.
Here's a push for Messi. Finds a kill onto Smooya. Only nets him that one, so we still have even strength in a 4v4.
This is an interesting dynamic, Trace. You know, you're going to see CTs a lot throwing these mollies, or at least single or double mollies towards team mid. And if you don't turn it off, the CTs can really predict that you're going to be stuck in between, possibly. And, you know, just a flash play or throwing nades there can really set you back. And we see that they've managed to get a kill and a lot of damage on Steel as well. And just a very proactive, dynamic city side from Cloud9 so far. You could see their reaction when they had a lot of contact on A. They pushed into water to get that control, which is also a super important part of the map. It's very difficult to rotate from A to B if you don't have control of water. Either it takes you too long to go through T-spawn all the way into Monster, or the cities will be able to hear you rotate and just be in good positions to shut you down. So a lot of good information for Cloud9 here. And even with that, S-Tag wants a little bit more, and he gets punished. And now Movistar in a good position, as we see Floppy slowly going for a flank through underground.
Well, it could have all gone wrong, and it might have, Yanko. We don't know. The wheels on this bus keep going round and round. Speaking of which, this round, still a little hope for Cloud9 right here. Mopaz and Steel, both very, very low, albeit the gun's still firmly in their hands. The time, definitely not. They're going to have to edge the way in this A site, and they're going to have to do it with the quickness. Zeppa also has the same idea, and he's going to be rewarded for that push. 9 seconds left now. No bomb plant just yet. Barely in the site. Barely a foot in the door. Zeppa with the push and finishes out the round. 5-0, Cloud9.
It's just way too slow, Trace. I mean, yeah, 2 guys are low, but you need to commit more to the actual site, right? In a lot of these rounds, they're just getting outflanked, outpositioned. This is like the sandwich play that I was mentioning earlier. And it's just, you know that's about some of the teams when you're scouting them, but also you could see how often, like, if Movistar just holds when they have a man advantage, right? Like, it's going to be they can keep getting free kills.
Right.
Because Cloud9 is one of, you have those teams, like when they're a man down, they always try to do something, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but if you know that's going to be your opponent's reaction, you can punish them for that, right? You can exploit that. And if I were Movistar Riders, you know, next time I get an opening kill, I would just hold more. I would just wait to punish them and just be in a position where, in case that doesn't happen, I still have enough time left on the clock to do something together and finish a round in a sensible way.
Well, speaking of rounds, look at this one, Yanko. There ain't a whole lot to work with over on the Movistar Riders side. Looking at a MAC-10 and some upgraded pistols. Tech9 even making an appearance here. Are you back with us, GTR?
Hello.
Ah,
There he
we
is.
go. Okay.
There we go. Yeah,
I was scared there I have to talk to Trace for 3 maps by myself.
Yeah, well,
You
luckily,
think I just died there? Like I fell up and had a heart attack or something?
I thought maybe, you know, you're taking the day off. Like, I get it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I could have, but
I mean, you didn't sign up for this, so...
That's true. Did you?
No, but, you know, I'm from Serbia. No one cares.
Oh, well,
the hell?
I'm not entirely sure the relevance here, fellas. What I do know,
Isn't that what you're supposed to do in anti-eco rounds? Just not talk about them?
and just,
If you're casting,
Lose,
like,
yeah.
talk about whatever you want.
well, something has happened here. There's a bit of an idea. We have to give it justice where justice is due, okay? And there you go. Smooya
Ooh.
with a 1 deke from hell onto Alex.
Ah.
But the response is formidable. This is going to be a tough one here for Movistar Riders. They get the bomb plant. Sure, you could run off that, but S-Tag is already on the case. It's already going to turn into hell and high water right here. And another Deagle kill. Going to go a long way for Movistar Riders. Floppy saving the day.
But this is, you know, still a sort of a win for Movistar in a sense of they're keeping the pressure on Cloud9's economy, right? And all it takes is, you know, if they manage to win this gun round, for example, Cloud9 is not going to have an ideal buy unless they save some guns for the following one. And that's always the thing. Like, you don't need to, you mustn't allow yourselves to be trapped looking at the score and, oh, it's 6-0, right? Like, all it takes at this point is basically 1 gun round. But let's say they save some guns, 2 gun rounds, and they have to eco, and you're back in it. You have the momentum now, and, you know, you don't need too many rounds on T-side Overpass. It's one of the, it's maybe the most CT-sided map right now in the pool.
I'm actually very happy that they're finally doing some short control here. And you see Steel actually open up the ace bomb set a little bit, so they're going to be a little bit more afraid there, since Alex at least got the refrag there, so that's good for them. But I'm happy they're taking the short control because it feels like they've never really done that. And you see Alex got picked off there as well, so...
Let's see what they do now with the advantage. Okay, they keep pushing for it. They're going to get some...
Smooya with 2 right there. That could be a difference maker. Could be the can opener because it's just S-Tag. And what's he really going to do? 1 on 4 would be time to shine, S-Tag. Maybe another time. First round for the Movistar Riders.
But you see, even there, like, as they were for a very short time, 4v3, like, Smooya is still peeking to search for. So that's fine. He has an op. He likes that peak probably, but you can just hold there. Like, people with, like, the second frag on Zeppa, like, they would just come into his crosshair. Yeah. I think if Movistar can make that adjustment in this half, because they've been doing a great job of getting the opening kills, if they can make that adjustment, I think they're going to be fine in this first half.
Yeah,
and you can see now with the money, like, it's just a FAMAS, an M4, and 3 pistols, so...
It ain't pretty.
No, but this seems like to be one of Alex's favorite things ever to do in CSGO. It's just like rebuying and force buying all the time. He really likes that, at least what I looking through the years when he's been playing with Vitality in here as well. Not really a big fan of it, but then again, you never know. Maybe they get away with this run and actually can turn it around again.
Yeah, Movistar Riders look to edge their bets differently over to the other side of the map. Now pressure up long A. 3 deep. 1 hanging out in the party. Mopaz gets Alex on a push over here towards Monster.
Hold down. Now I want Movistar to freeze. They just freeze here, wait a little bit, make sure everything is covered. But the problem they have a gap above underground, right? They have no information there. So if anything now, Mopo should probably fake a little bit towards B, and they should just speed up A as fast as they can to just, like, end around there.
We're still showing presence over here. He's pretty much cordoned off at this point. Floppy with an M4 in the connector. He's going to create an opening for this A bomb site. It's going to be down to Mezzi. What can he do with this Deagle? Here comes 1. Will he get a second? Maybe not. Down to 12, and that'll be the end of his run in this round. Alex finds him with an AK, and that should lead to a bomb plant here for the Movistar Riders.
They're still so afraid of some spots, right? They don't have full banana control, so this is taking a bit longer than you'd like to. And just action all over the place, but Movistar should be fine closing out this round.
Yeah,
just Floppy alive.
Just Floppy. M4, no kit, no head armor. Not a whole lot to do.
Looks a little bit sloppy there from the
Sloppy for Floppy?
Good one, good one.
Sloppy
Sweet.
for Floppy.
tweeted out someone. And no, but it's just like,
I'm ashamed of myself.
you should. But think about it, like, they were so aggressive all over the place on B, underground, you know, going up ladder, behind them in banana, all the place, you know, like, you said it perfectly before, you know, like, they should just, like, take it easy, step down, just hold angles, then you're just gonna push and get into your crosshair for free. And I mean, when they got into the A bomb site, they just threw all over the nades, like, everywhere, but nothing happened. They weren't even planting directly either when the smokes are down, like...
Yeah,
a win is a win.
When you're executing, you have to go with the flashes, right? That's the main thing. You know, you can organize the Molotovs and the smokes, like time it a bit differently depending on the actual execute, but there's no point in going, you know, after the flashes have already popped and people are not going to be blind anymore. So just a bit more commitment from them when they're actually going to execute the bomb site. But yeah, now we have a full eco round for Cloud9. Floppy with that saved M4 and a smoke. Maybe he can pull off a miracle.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're looking for. Especially now the Movistar Riders start to get themselves in this game. Floppy with some aggression here towards the monster tunnel.
They're just pushing somewhere every single round.
He's not alone, is he? It's going to work for him. He finds Mopaz. Free kill. Mezzi's down here in the connector. This could get grimy real quick. Alex is going to peek him. The P250 of Doom.
Not like this.
That's not fun for anyone. Mezzi controls the connector. What are you going to do now, Smooya? 1 AWP kill for him. He looks for more. He's going to need more. 1 on 3.
I mean, he has the nades, though, so he can still... It's doable for him, but at the same time, they're all stacked together, so he needs to get a pick there and there, like, all over the map, so he can actually win this easier, because if they're just gonna be stacking together, they can just, you know, jump into his crosshair, eventually they're gonna kill him because he has an opening time, but I don't know. Right now, he's just taking it a little bit too slow, I think, because... In my opinion, he should have at least have an idea that all 3 guys were closer to connect the B side, so he can just like take a little bit more ground here against the A bomb side. But he's getting there, taking his time, slowly but steady, and really looking for all the angles he can find.
Yeah, and at what point does he say, okay, I haven't made much headway here?
Maybe he has a smoke and a molly as well. He can buy some time for the plant with that. It would be easier for him to clutch this with an AK, but he couldn't find any.
Oh,
that's it.
Yep, that's a blunder.
Just small mistakes in this round, Trace. It's, you know, Mopos is the B player. Monster isn't smoked. He smoked himself short pipe, and he's coming close to the smoke. It's like, you don't even have to go that deep. You know, they have pistols, right? They've been aggressive every single round so far. Why don't you just stay up top at the barrel to try and get some early info? Why don't you just wait for the first 15, 20 seconds of the round to see if the CTs are going to do something, and then you can start grouping up and like trying to make a play, you know? The door was broken. I think that was a bait play. They maybe opened the door and broke it just before Mezzi, you know, peaked with the P250. He got obviously some great kills as well, but just a very difficult round for Movistar to lose. And they're running out of rounds here to work with. You know, you can see that they have a good understanding of the map in general, but some small missteps here and there have been costing them some rounds. And, you know, we're already in the 10th round of the half, so 2 is not enough for them to close out this game. I don't think so. Not even close. And then again with a slow default, we can see Mopo slowly creeping out Monster, probably going to try and look for a fight, maybe get a flash from one of his teammates as they're again spread out around the map. Yeah, they just decide against it after a smoke.
I mean, Monster, I mean, you don't really want to go barreling through that, right?
Yeah, and you see like different gambles from Cloud9 too, or reads basically. You know, they have 3 guys committed towards the A bomb site. And only 2 playing for Monster, which is usually a very strong setup. A lot of teams like to play close Monster because it's much more difficult to hold if people go out of Monster. And we see a lot of setups similar to this, so Floppy with the first contact, and then Zappa is sort of a Joker player.
Well, there you go. This has looked pretty tidy here for Cloud9. Zeppa at that. 2 kills for him, 1 for Floppy. Poor Floppy found his way out of the round, and now a 4-on-2. No time and not a chance in the world for Movistar Riders in this round. So 8 for Cloud9. They're going to push it too. They push the envelope. Shocks and Steel with 2 at the end of the round, so a little bit of punishment.
Thing is, they can still buy, right? Dropping the op to Smooya, and two players can rebuy for themselves, right? But right now Cloud9 is just playing a proactive game, and they've been one step ahead of Movistar. Their reactions haven't been as fast as they should be in some of these situations, and they're getting punished for that.
Yeah, timeout here from Movistar Riders. Time to regroup, recollect, and get back into the game.
No, it's a good timeout. Like I like the timing of it as well. Just relax a little bit,
Yeah.
realize that, we're getting openings. We're not getting completely shut out in these rounds. Like, we're making some small mistakes, so just take a deep breath. Keep doing what we're doing. Just change, like, the mid-round after a kill happens. Look at the economy for Cloud9. It's still very shaky, right? Like, if they win this round, we can still see an 8-7, 9-6 half, and that's great for Movistar considering how things are looking right now. But if they lose this one, they will have to go for an eco themselves, and then Cloud9 is already at 10, and the future looks much more grim.
And, Yanko, it is a talking point by itself. We'll get to it after this round about, timeouts and the perfect time to do it, at least, before things start to unravel at the seams. But for now, back into the action. Smooya posted up in the connector with AWP. Good line of sight. No one's really there to test him, though. Estag getting some good spray damage in. Brings Smooya down to 44. Plenty of time.
This is what you're going to see majority of the time on Overpass, just slower rounds, right? There's so many things that the CTs can do in terms of early round aggression. Like, we already saw some of those plays from Cloud9, and you need to cover your bases if you're on the T side, and just based off of map control, make a mid-round decision, make a mid-round call. I see Cloud9 still going for that 3A setup. Basically, they've had a couple of good rounds on B, shutting Movistar down, and they're gambling they're going to try and go A, which seems to be the case.
Yeah, Alex really wasn't left a whole lot of room there to run. He actually gets caught out in the open at long. It's going to be Estag that replies. Has to do something right here. Has to make a stand. Gets himself 2. Floppy comes onto the scene as well. 2-on-2 with 20 seconds left on the clock. Here comes the battle, and it goes the way of Cloud9.
This is, again, like, we see the same theme repeating itself, right? Like, 3v2 again, and Cloud9 players are just, like, running out, trying to get the quick trade, and they manage to do that every single time. Movistar players are still maybe talking, communicating, oh, let's plan, do this, do that. Like, let's first make sure we are set, right? Like, we are in a good position to hold this, to cover the planter, right? So a couple of rounds we've seen already where that they didn't do a good job of that.
So, Yanker, I just wanted to, kick this back your way for a second about, the right time to use timeout to kind of slow down the momentum another team might be gaining.
Yeah, I think it's very similar to basketball in my mind. Like, you mostly use timeouts to break your opponent's momentum. If they're doing really good, if they're getting really hot, like, you want to take a timeout for them to cool off a little bit, especially if you lose a round you're not supposed to, quote unquote, right? Like, if you lose a 3v1, 4v1, something like that, you want to take a timeout to kind of limit the momentum. As we see, Mopo's actually out of Monster. We want to talk about some stuff, Trace, and Mopo just turns around on his head. He got that hero AK, went out of Monster, got 2 kills. Now a 4v2 situation, 3v2 for Movistar Riders. Surely they cannot throw this one away.
Surely not. But never say never, Yanko. Alex.
That's a save, and he's not even going to get the save because
they've already closed their claws on him, man. That's not where you really want to be.
He didn't look left. Oh no.
What could go wrong?
Oh no.
What's gonna happen, Yanko?
Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, he's not really okay. I thought he was just gonna follow him and maybe go for the defuse or something crazy like that, but
I mean, crazier things
he's going
happen.
for it. All right, he has a smoke and a kit.
Yeah, what's he gonna do?
I've seen crazier things happen, Trace.
Yeah, Alex jumping down from the heavens now, really pressing his luck. He has an idea that he's gonna be fighting a player. Graffiti and it's Steel that comes out, grabs the kill.
This is the beauty of CS, Trace. Like, you talk about stuff like people mismanaging something, strategically making mistakes, and then you have a guy who just said, screw it, I'm gonna buy an AK in this round, I have a bit more money, go out Monster, get 2 kills, win you the round, and now look at Cloud9's money. From what I could see before this, I think they took a timeout. It was pretty much in shambles, Whether they decide to force or eco, like, it's not going to be great for them either way. Looks like they are just going to go for the full eco, and it would have to be, well, depending on All right.
Yeah, well, I mean, what?
Scratch that. It's going to be a buy, of course.
I was going to say, what is your response?
You
if
know,
you're
look at
Cloud9?
this, like, right? It's a really bad buy here. Not a bad idea for Movistar. Like, they've been playing slow all the time. A monster rush here would be a good call to change the pace, because there's not a lot of utility, you know, incendiaries or anything like that on Cloud9, and they don't have good weapons either. And that's what I was talking about. Movistar wins this round, then it's a full equal. It's like 9-5, right? And it's way better than it looked like at 8-2.
It's not ideal. Either way, you play the hand you've been dealt, right? S-Tag taking a shot there, quick. Lands it onto Steel, not enough to get the kill. Here's Mezzi peeking from long. Finishes Steel. And this suspenseful music does add to the ambiance. I'll give it that. Mopaz holding down the push over here on the B side. Look at that. Get him a third.
That's
Floppy.
crisp.
Just straight eat some lead.
Let you see, though, like, he learned from his mistake in that previous round they lost. Now he was playing further back, right? Against, you know, what he knew was going to be either an eco or just a very weak buy. If it was going to be a buy, he gets 3 kills. That's all it takes sometimes between, oh, it's gone terribly wrong, or hey, I just won us the round by doing this.
Surely Shox heard the scope there, but maybe not. Somehow
He doesn't
S-Tag
seem to be too good at this trades.
He slips.
You know, I've seen this movie before.
God. Oh, there you go. S-Tag gets a shot off. It's not going to be enough. Not in the slightest. So 9-4. We start to get to the end of the half, and maybe just the last time they have us commentate anything.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Get right.
that would be sad.
Bueller.
Yes, I think you're doing so great.
Bueller. It's almost like I've done this before. Well, I guess I have. Shout out one time to Harry and Hugo, who
You just have a better supporting cast this time around.
well, I mean, those other guys aren't too bad, you know. I mean, we did get stomped on a matchmake last night together, but what do you expect? 9-4. Big presence and connector from Cloud9. They're going to get Molotov'd off, so that idea is already in the bin. They're just going to hold their ground for what they've got. Maybe Shox will give them up a kill here. Or they're not going to expect all of these players, at least. Tying off the corners, doesn't get the low corner, starts to freak out, a panic spray. And he falls. Zeppa and Alex as well. Still around, going in the favor of Movistar Riders so far. They're going to have to divert their attention. They've got beast control here. Smooya is going to be able to get this bomb planted. S-Tag and company already boosting up at the sandbags. Alex is aware, stops Floppy. And that idea is kaput.
That's all right. Ain't that bad.
Could be worse, right, Chris?
Yeah, of course. I mean, like me, not being here and talking for the last couple of rounds.
Man, you've done great.
Yeah, I know.
It's all right. I was just stealing all your ideas anyway and
True.
using them as mine.
Yeah, I know. I had my, paper, my iPad, all the things here prepared for this game. And you're like, oh, I'll take those. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Well,
Yeah, I found your notebook.
we call those a diary. Movistar Riders up to 5. Last round of the first half here in this best of 3.
Oh, that time. Couldn't save the gun, but he got 2 kills, so that's better than nothing. Needed that for at least some extra nades. Maybe he drops up. Who knows?
The problem sometimes with full forcing when you reset is look at this gun round now for Cloud9 as well. Like only 1 incendiary on Mezzi, no op, no one has a head armor, and you can get spammed, especially towards the B bomb site, right? So something that we used to practice in FaZe, which was Nico's idea, when you get full reset with 1400 money bonus, you would actually leave 500 when you're buying. So in this round now, you could have an op, you could have like some extra nades.
That's why I'm not really... I think Fred was teaching me that a couple of years ago when he was like, every time you're buying a pistol, don't ever buy armor or anything. Like, to just save that extra cash of money so you can have for utility or even drop an op.
Yeah, because it really limits your options in
the following rounds. Yeah. So here we have it, 5-on-5 in the last round of this first half. It's going to be Alex and Mezzi looking on in here in the bathrooms. Here comes the swing. Smooya finds the reply on a Mezzi, but Alex keeps his even number. Shox making some aggression towards this A site, but it's not gone his way. S-Tag comes out, and Smooya picks up where he left off. Walking through a smoke, Alex gets absolutely punished over on the Cloud9 side. Lo and behold, we get asked to cast a game with 2 Alexes in it. Go figure.
You have the British Alex and the Spanish Alex. Which one is the better one?
Well, if this matchup is anything, it determines that. That's what we know for sure. Movistar Riders still not a foot in the front door of this bomb site. Smooya just trying to collect himself over here with Alex and open a doorway. Slow, smooth, and smooth is fast. Time slowly dwindling away from their side. Now Floppy looking onward. He's aware. He's ready for this. Come on, Smooya. Peek on out there, buddy. You know you want it. And he got it. So eat my own words.
They shouldn't expect S-Tag here as well.
Yeah, there's no way. S-Tag just lying in wait. He's going to find Smooya unsuspecting. The bomb has stopped. It has been dropped. And now, for what will be the culmination of this round, Alex has a lot of work to do. He'd have to find these 2 frags within the next 2 seconds, and it's simply not going to happen. No plant and no chance in hell for him. It's going to be a 10-5 first half. We're going to go to a quick break, and here in Hugo, hopefully.
News, and with the tech problems put to the wayside, we'd like to thank Trace, Yanko, and Chris for filling the void here in the first half of Cloud9 versus Movistar Riders. We're back, Harry, though. We are very tall, we're in our very large studio, a very small studio, I guess, and we're here to get it going.
Man, I can't wait. I can't wait. I just had to sit a whole half out and listen to other people cast the game. I'm so excited, man. So look, we got this little Cloud9 Movistar Riders on the go. Currently, Cloud9 in a pretty dominant lead. And thus far, Movistar Riders, they've been looking a little scared. They've been looking a little worried. Oh, and that's quite the opening there. Coming through to kickstart this pistol round. It's going to be Shox opening things up with his USP. And, well, the response is slow in for Cloud9, right? Still trickling out through mid. It's that kind of infamous call of whoever is the best spawn, take the mid peak, get the info, and then getting away with the kill is a real bonus here for Movistar Riders. They're now left in a 5-on-4 out of the gate and still with a very, very heavy B presence here. Down towards that lower bomb site.
And that might be the right read as well. Zeppa's already bringing the bomb back in through spawn, and there's a good bit of utility here for Cloud9 to run whatever kind of execute they want. Alex, while he may be gone from the round, can at least lead from behind. Got S-Tag up on A long. He's got no nades to fake this out, though, so he's going to be coming in on a late flank, right? Cloud9, 60 seconds on the clock, starting to group up outside of B. Still 4 lower for Movistar, and that is not going to make things easy.
Yeah, this is the benefit, right, of running that solo A-hold early on, and Shox still hasn't seen anyone else from over here at the upper site. So Movistar Riders, they're positioned well to deal with this. Now, Shox has just missed that timing onto S-Tag, and there is a world where S-Tag can be used to wrap round and hit this B bomb site from heaven if he wins this fight. Is it just a fake? Now they turn away. They go up through the connector. Shox realizes there's a player out through long, and he wins that fight. He had to win it. Oh, and it's another. He's on to a third. Still alive here, back inside of A, behind the dice box, and it's a roll of the dice for Shox. Comes up clutch, and Movistar Riders, they lock in that pistol.
That was a really nice idea for Cloud9, especially considering they start that entire round 4-on-5. But I love the call, right? Like, they keep the 4B set up there for so long. S-Tag hits a perfect timing on the long tuck, and it's just unfortunate that as all the nades come in, a lot of teams or a lot of players will panic and just, you know, call the rotate Shox, throw him down towards B, but he goes for that one last second long spot, and he gets the info that, wait, why is there a long player on a B take? It's got to be a fake, and that's exactly what happens. So Smooya comes up in time, but yeah, Shox is the guy to talk about with 4 kills in the round. Cloud9 nade stack outside of the B site. No one boosted, but if someone goes for a jump, they can get caught on an off timing. Nade's going to miss. It's a graffiti play instead. And Cloud9 at this point, they've just got to commit. They've just got to overrun this B bomb site. Flashes are good, but the AUG is posted passive, and Shox can pick up kills on the short crossing players. There's no way that Cloud9 are going to be able to get a bomb plant here. Movistar Riders not even really playing in the site, just playing the range with Mopos having a smoke cover. It's got plenty of room to move. Alex does die to the tech, but no way Cloud9 can complicate this too much more.
Yeah, this should be nice and easy, right? Oh, S-Tag is trying to sneak away, mate, but they're chasing you down. So there's the conversion, and it's nice, it's clean, it's exactly what you'd want, and as a result of that force buy, right, there's a good chance now that Movistar Riders can really start to close this gap, make things a little more threatening to Cloud9. Over in their CT side, Movistar Riders, they were pretty scared, you know, like frequently they'd be pushing into sites, they'd be clearing angles, like really kind of slowing them down, very, very paranoid of where Cloud9 could be. We saw a few rounds as well where they just ran out of time because they tried to play it so slow that they eventually came back to haunt them. Whereas with this CT side, you know, it's still early days, but we're seeing a return to being more confident here. Steel even getting aggressive over here in middle. Now he is in for a bit of a rough time. The Glocks, the PT-50s just whittle him down. Should still get cleaned up by Big Smoo. And indeed it will. Just S-Tag left, and only a matter of time, it feels. Well, all right, S-Tag.
The nade blew the M4 away, so S-Tag doesn't actually have it. Like, that was dropped in prime position for him to pick it up once Steel died, but Smooya's nade at least has denied that. Hasn't denied a second kill, but surely no way a third is on the docket here for S-Tag. They've got the bomb, they've got him trapped. Surrounded, in fact, Shox with the long side, and even Mopo's coming up through the playground, and yeah, it's only a matter of time. Movistar Riders up to 8, and already doing a good job early. They knew Cloud9 were going to force into that second, as Yanko was saying, it's something as Garay was saying, it's something that Alex has always liked to do. He loves a bit of a force buy. We saw that in the CT side as well, on some, $2,200 CT rounds, they would just force, when, maybe you can make the argument that you should just be full ecoing that, and so, already, Cloud9, no bomb plant in the pistol, but a force that goes nowhere, an eco that gets only a couple of kills, and now they're coming in with a big gun. So Movistar Riders, they've built the foundations of this CT side, but this is where things get difficult. AWP on Smooya, fan of that. He's posted up on the A long side, but Cloud9 yet to field one on their T side.
Yeah, Smooya's bringing that early bird AWP out to the party, right? There won't be one for Cloud9, and there won't be one for a little while if victories don't start coming their way. So what's Smooya going to do while he remains pretty much uncontested in these long-range fights? He's set up over here towards long, hoping that he's given a peek. Cloud9 are here, kind of knocking around in top mid, seeing if they can spot anyone here for Movistar Riders.
It can be so hard to flash that AWP off that position, though, over on A long, right? If you're lobbing deep flashes, then you've got to be careful with positions like tree, positions like rock, close positions that the flash will avoid. So this smoke play is interesting. Steel waiting on the fade. He does get one, but traded immediately. And now Smooya knows with them in the toilets, he has to back up. He can't stay here for too much longer.
He does have Alex joining him, and Smooya can act as that, instant stopper if Cloud9 were to try and pick up the pace in towards A. Trying his luck with the wall bang. I always get a little bit nervous, right? These toilets aren't invincible. Alex is playing close to the divider smoke, but that is a big trade from Floppy. Deals with him through it, and that's opened up a 3-on-3, still applying this pressure to Movistar Riders. And they even pull a second man. Oh, they're fully rotating. Cloud9, they've set this up hook, line, and sinker, right? And Movistar Riders have fallen for it every step of the way. They get the kill on Floppy, who's selling the fake, who's selling the lurk. So at least they've got a 3-on-2 available. But Cloud9 do have that bomb down, and they're looking to play around it. Alex out of the round from Smooya, though, and it falls to Mezzi. Not going to happen today. The rotations come through quickly. And losing Floppy over at that A bomb site without getting anything done. If he gets away with the kill there, I think he's set Cloud9 up for a winner. In fact, he runs in up against that AWP on Smooya, gets cut down, does leave those two players for C9 in a bit of a pinch down in the lower site.
You're in a spot where you really you feel the need to take a fight, right? Alex just goes straight for the heaven pick. He tries to get a kill to even the odds, to make it a little bit nicer, but on the edge of the smoke, Smooya catches him. And that's going to be another round for Movistar Riders. Winning a rifle round like that as well early in the half, we saw the effect that could have, right? Cloud9 were 6-0 up on the CT side of this map to begin. Obviously, with a lot of damage done by Movistar Riders that was eventually capitalized on to give them a decent half. 5 rounds, it was fine. But now we're seeing similar stuff from this current CT side. 4 in a row, and the guns are back out for Cloud9. Buying off of the plant, nothing wrong with that. Will limit them on the util, though.
They're back to this slow creeping mid default. They're hoping they can kind of, isolate one of these players, start to make them feel a bit uncomfortable and change how Movistar Riders are approaching this mid area. Once again, we've got a decent bit over here in toilets for this CT side. It's Smooya and Steel fighting back to back. Smooya here to try and draw the attention in, right? It's a bait and switch setup. Smooya is that point man to get them interested. They flash him off, and now he needs to make contact. They know about Steel. That flash kind of dismantles the bait and switch. Smooya never gets seen, and instead it's the gun barrel of Steel. He's the man caught out. It is still kept even thanks to that AWP. And even though Cloud9 are once again gearing up over towards this A site with utility, with numbers early, that bomb is all the way back over towards T-ramp. So decided yet where this one's looking to end up. There's Alex beating Alex. Ooh, that's weird.
Yeah, you don't get that every day, right?
Clash of the Alexes. Where's that Spider-Man meme?
Yeah, well, he wins another head-to-head, but this is no surprise. Movistar Riders have read the rotate. They've put 2 down lower, dropping into the pit. Shocks so blind. Mopos does get a spray off, but he's being pinched from both sides, leaving the AWP alive in a 1-on-3. Smooya can't stop the plant, but he can kill the player escaping short. Not being given the option, the flash is really good, and that might just force Smooya's hand to save. Won't even take a daring peek out heaven on his way out. He just wants to get the orb into that follow-up round. Now, the money is okay for Movistar Riders. They can afford to buy with this saved AWP. So, sadly, the right call to make, but not the fun call to make, as Cloud9 pick up an 11th, first on this T side. And a nice little drop into that B bomb site as well after Alex gets, as you said, very deep up A, gets the pick, and just evaporates. I mean, that's been Cloud9's game plan, you know, all along T-side from what we've seen, right from the get-go, from the pistol. They were throwing in fakes with a heavy util setup on B and then running up the connector. So already Cloud9 liking to play with their food, liking to get in the heads of Movistar Riders. Let's see if they can keep it up. Smooya's having a great game alongside Mopos. Definitely two of the names you can expect to be big fraggers inside of this team.
I just think it's so interesting, you know, this Smooya addition into Movistar Riders, man.
Yeah.
Like, if you told me a few years ago there's a world where Smooya's getting IGL by Steel, like that, it just doesn't sound believable. But here it is. Little tack pause called in. You know, it's a really, really good CT side start, winning the pistol, winning the anti-force buy in the second, followed by the anti-eco, taking the first rifle. You know, things were looking up, but then that little fast play from Cloud9. Coming back with a burn. Still no AWP brought to the table. Just these rifles out. Smooya does have his, as mentioned, saved forward. Looking to be a threat with it. And this time he's looking to take a more aggressive line over through middle.
Oh no, no one's boosting there. I like the attempt, but that's for the top of the slide. Instead, it's Cloud9 sliding down low, coming through the blue tunnels, and Steel's waiting on the stairwell. Again, not far from Smooya, as he often has been, but the timing is not good. He's going to move out. They hear the nades go off as well. They know he's close, but they won't capitalize. Smooya waiting for that mid-pick. There's no flash currently, and he gets caught from connector. Oh dear, the position that Steel had just left, Smooya not considering it. Now this FAMAS needs to do something, but instead just spray through the smoke. And if you get 2 kills like this, you may as well commit. A third will surely sell that one for Cloud9, and they're just going to kill everyone. Forget the bomb plant. It's all about frags, and Mopos won't be finding any in this round. It's all about saving.
Yeah, Movistar, they keep putting a lot of faith in that divider smoke, you know, and every single time it's come back to punish them, they keep getting spammed through it whenever they try to play that position, and it's no different in that round there. And from that point on in, it was like a domino effect, right? You kind of saw what happened. Smooya dies in mid. Well, then the response was Steel tries to get set up over at short, buy a little bit of time for the rotations. Well, he dies right away. Alex gets into the site, but doesn't really have a lot of time to get set up. He's gone as well. And it was just, you know, one after the other. It just collapses for this CT side.
Yeah, maybe even a bit of a miscom between Smooya and Steel as well, right? Like, just the fact Smooya had the right idea. He's holding mid as a player just about to come around the corner, but Cloud9 have crept the entire way through blue, and so that's never in the minds of Movistar Riders. Steel hits a very unfortunate timing and gets his teammate killed. So 12-9, and Cloud9 looking to edge this one over the line on their opponent's map pick. Remember, elimination here on day 1 of Katowice. It is the play-in. 8 teams looking forward to going to the main event. Well, one of these 2 teams will be going nowhere. But at least it's a best of 3 to get there. We open the day with BO1s, Harry. I feel like it's been so long since we've actually seen best of 1s. Kind of a nice change. For Movistar, they lost to Big, Smooth's former team. For Cloud9, it was Spirit. Oh, the one rifle gets smoke spammed. That's so sad. Mopos tries to play the monster smoke, and well, he's gone already. So any chance of winning this round or even making it interesting is pretty much out the window. 3rd player on the long toilet. Surely Cloud9 aren't ready for that.
I think at this point, right, you've removed so many players from this long area. You're anticipating that, like, you know, they didn't just half-ass the stack, they went hard with it, and that is the right read. Floppy's in B as well. This round's a lock-in, and yeah, they're very aware that Smooya's likely here. Does get his hands on the AK, but with no armor to go behind it and already being tagged, on top of getting surrounded, I'm really stacking the odds against him here, right? It's not sounding great for old Smoo, is it? Alex is going to cancel him out. So 13 now for Cloud9. And this is where things are always going to be worrying for Movistar Riders. They came into this second half being pretty far behind, and they started to take a couple of the right steps in the right direction. But all it was ever going to take was the money getting broken, having to play one of these eco rounds, and, you know, suddenly you can feel that this map getting taken away from you again. So they come in with this investment, but this really is it for Movistar. You know, if they don't pick this up here and now, we go 14 to Cloud9, and then you're staring down the barrel of what, a force buy or a partial investment, depending on if you want to try and play for OT. Shox, can he hold down short? He does get out of there. He lives to tell the tale. And so he's claimed that early advantage for this CT side. And Cloud9, while they get the short control they were after, it has come at quite the price.
No discounts today. Smooya is boosted, but there's no more windows in the toilets. Just trying to look over the half divider towards Con. Knowing they've been contact play from that position before, but Cloud9 very focused towards B. Messi's already through as well. Shox has no idea he's going to get caught. No flash needed. Messi just peeks in dry, and he even escapes as well. I like that move. Now Cloud9, they just evaporate. They just disappear from this B bomb site. Movistar Riders are still going to be scared of Monster, knowing how deep Messi just got. The re-aggression at long for Smooya coming through, but he's still the only player on this top site right now. S-Tag has a lot of ground gain towards Divider. And at a certain point, Steel's got to be considering a rotation. It's gone very quiet. They're about to peek the Monster side and get that information. Smooya has a big wrap, a big chance to do something incredible.
Timing's going to be everything for Smooya. This A site doesn't have anyone in it, but the rotations have come through, and Cloud9 have given a little bit of time over for these rotates to happen. Smooya with this wrap round. All eyes on him right about now. The bomb even throwing back. They lose the B short player, and Smooya's just seen the bomb leaving. Oh, it all gets a little bit wet and wild over by the connector side. Smooya dropping the bomb. Time now is the real problem. You can't win the round at this point if you're Cloud9. And that round there falls apart. Smooya with a very important kill. But there was another one right before that in that little bout that goes down towards short side. Losing that lurk player at short, well, the destiny, the thing that you are hoping to happen in that round is you set up for A, you throw all the utility, you maybe throw a player in because you hear them rotating up, and then you drop that bomb through the connector, join up with the short player, and go into what you were hoping was going to be an empty B bomb site. But instead, that short player actually gets wrapped onto, I think it was by Shox. He picks up that kill, and then suddenly the bomb's trying to come back up through Con, and that's when Smooya drops it. So good stuff from Movistar, and a little bit unfortunate for Cloud9. It was a clear game plan.
Ooh.
But just the kills they needed couldn't be found. There's Floppy this time getting revenge over at short, bringing us into a 5-on-4 and setting a bit of a pace, a bit of a precedent for Cloud9. They're not going to fall for that same short aggression twice.
Yeah, it's a good read from Movistar, though. They see that same move where Cloud9 go for an early B pick, and immediately, instead of Movistar starting to stack the B side, they actually rotate out of it. They know that Cloud9 are going to reset and regroup. They know what they want to do. And all this time, that toilets wrap that won the round previously, it's been spotted. Steel thinks he's in a great position, but Cloud9 have gone for the full wrap. And this is going to make Movistar Riders doubt themselves, right? They're looking at mid going, where is this rotate? Where is this reset as it comes through on the long position? Backstab is there, Alex with the kill, and now Cloud9 just W into this A bomb site. Shox has moved down connector thinking surely this fake hasn't come through, and instead he's been left on an island. Alex dead in the site to his formidable foe again, and Floppy, well, he will catch Shox coming back up Con. Moppos is already in for the save. That's an unfortunate turn of events for Movistar, but it's a great adaptation for Cloud9, who run the exact same round, but with the fix that they needed.
And, trying to put a positive spin on something, Shox is the best at hitting the worst timings. I have to give it to him. Like, there were those few rounds where he was trying to hunt bank players, and both times he would just miss the timing and end up dying from it. That round there, he goes down connector. Well, the moment he leaves, not only do they start to hit the A-bomb site, but on top of that, when he comes back out, it has only been a few seconds, and in those exact few seconds, Floppy had crossed mid, and he had no idea. So that's a little rough. Nice damage from Oppas at the end, but damage is only so much to go off of at this point because there's so much money for Cloud9 as a result of stringing these last few rounds together, with a couple of them being pretty dominant at that.
Yeah, really good call from Alex there. So with Movistar Riders' economy brought to their knees, with the scoreline looking just that bit ahead of them, it might be a little bit too much to ask. You could even argue playing for OT at this point, right? 10 to 15 isn't a comfortable scoreline by any means, but neither is $2,000 a player. Alex is already bought up over on the CT side, and so I imagine they're just going to full send and go for the best. But yeah, not an easy position to be in here for Movistar Riders, especially considering they knew exactly what was going on last round. They had all the knowledge in the world, but they didn't have the world, Harry.
We had this whole discussion before we came on, Hugo. We're like, yeah, we have to remember it's Movistar Riders, or like. It feels so intuitive to say, because I see MOVI, I'm like, that's movie, dude. I already know. Put a pin in it, it's done. Movistar Riders, I think, is where we're leading. I don't know.
You've done something there. Heavy mid though. Movistar moving on long. They're going to try and aggress. Zeppa gets popped out, but the backstab is coming and no one's looking. Alex has nades in his hands. Oh, timing is everything right now. That is the name of the game. And this long play hasn't activated. Shox is smoked in the toilet, backing out. There's him going down. Connector player caught by Alex as well. He has won every head-to-head in this half between him and Alex. So we're definitely getting a bit of an answer as to, who to keep our eyes on out of the two. And this one just looks like a clean up around for Cloud9. The long flank, if that came through out of spawn, if they did that as fast as they could, they would have had the timing. But at this point, Cloud9 are already so deep in middle. They found 2 picks on that A site, and they are just cleaning house right now. 15 to 10, one more round, and Movistar's pick will fall apart.
And that leaves them in a pretty rough spot, right? With Cloud9's map pick of Nuke coming up next. Well, you look at the buy and it's not gonna inspire you with confidence, right?
They knew this was coming, right? They had the chance to play for OT, which it just comes down to your in-game leader and to how you want to play the round, really. But I would like to see it rather than 2 force buys like this. Like Mopos has a FAMAS with no armor. We don't even have a rifle, like a proper M4 in either of these last 2 rounds. So you're really banking on a hero, you're banking on something crazy, and that 4-man A setup did not work out. Cloud9 contacting through a smoke, and Mopos 1 bullet will render his aim useless. That's a good kill for Smooya, but again, it draws players out of B. They move back, and that might give Cloud9 the room to move out Monster.
Look at Steel though, right? This is a lot of information to have, and he can come in on a bit of a backstab. Depending on how fast he is, he's actually slowed right down. Oh no, Steel, this round could hang in the balance based on him. Alex and Shock's going to get a couple of kills, and now the numbers are starting to dwindle for Cloud9. Down into a 2-on-2 with Messi being fast on his feet to get these trades, but this is where Steel can come in on that backstab as we talk about. Alex not able to trade it. And Movistar, they are going to get themselves onto 11.
Phew. Wipe the sweat off. You've given yourself a lifeline. They couldn't achieve it with the previous force buy, but all it takes is one. Still not exactly going to be rich, right? They need to win a couple of rounds here before they're really going to be looking at buying an AWP or having 5 rifles. But for now, yeah, this is a far better situation to be in. 4 rounds in a row is not unattainable, but Cloud9 want to close it quick and in style, setting fast towards the B short. Shox is here again with the flashbang. It's so good, as it was for Smooya, even though he couldn't get the kill last time. Floppy trades it. But that's actually all right. Mopos through the smoke again.
Oh, no.
He's been punished twice for that, and it's not working wonderfully.
Also, this time, right, you've lost the B site. S-Tag's even holding. He can hear Steel on this rotation. So that's information that Cloud9 have. S-Tag's coming in to hunt the Hunter on this backstab. Smooya, the only man in towards the bomb site, the only man who might be able to put a stop to things. Very delayed on his rotation. Steel, yeah, that they were waiting so patiently for it. And the thing is, no matter how well he does, there's always going to be S-Tag there to deal with him. Alex beats him to it. And it was just smooth. Yeah, there we go. Video might have killed the radio star, but it's Cloud9 to kill the Movistars there.